Yo guys, what is up? It's your boy TRUEDBZK back with another video, and today I got something I wanted to discuss with all of you. Now, as you guys may or may not know, Dragon Ball FighterZ had a patch very recently, like yesterday I believe, and it's caused quite a bit of stir in the community. A lot of people say it's really good, a lot of people say it's really bad, a lot of people enjoy playing the game, some people have actually quit playing the game. And I am somewhat in the middle of it all. I don't feel like this patch is healthy for the game, but I also don't think that a lot of changes in this patch were really bad. It's just that like there are just some things that are just nonsensically stupid that I just think it just brings the patch quality way down for me. And my biggest issue with this patch is what they did to Limit Break. Now, before I get into what they did to Limit Break in this version of the game, let me share with you what Limit Break did beforehand. So, if you guys don't know, Limit Break is a mechanic in Dragon Ball FighterZ where if you lose two of your characters on a team and you only have one character left, that character will get a power-up. Without sparking or any other mechanic, they'll just instantly get this as your last character. So, what are the buffs in this mode? Well, upon entry, your last character will get a bar of ki. So as you can see here, Krillin and Yamcha are both set to having 2 bars of ki. And when I refresh, Krillin will actually spawn with 3 bars of meter. So you gain a bar when your anchor character comes on screen. You also get a 20% damage increase across the board. You also take 10% more blue life on the opponent's health bar in a combo. As you can see there, Yamcha gets less blue life after a combo. And then the final change in Limit Break is that if you have sparking, when your spark is about to end on its timer, the sparking will not deactivate midway through your combo. So I'm gonna wait until Krillin starts flashing because that's when sparking is about to end, and you'll see that the combo will actually not, the spark will not deactivate until the combo is actually over. So you can see Krillin is now flashing on the icon. So as soon as Yamcha is out of my combo, my spark deactivated. And Krillin was flashing through that entire combo, so that means the sparking counter was literally at 0, but the sparking did not deactivate. So, with all these buffs, you guys might think, wow, that's a really powerful comeback mechanic and it doesn't need anything else. Well, apparently Arc System Works thinks it needed more buffs. So, let me show you what they did. You can now cancel any of your level 1 supers into your level 3 supers. Just at any point. Like, you don't have to have sparking. You have to be in Limit Break, sure, but you don't have to have spark. You don't have to do any other character specific stuff. You just get this mechanic for losing, by the way. If you're in Limit Break, you're losing. Just stating facts here, okay? So, what is my issue with this? Well, first off, the scaling on these are freaking ridiculous. I mean, look at this. Like, look how much damage this does. Like, that's crazy. 60% for 4 bars? Like, and Krillin is nowhere near have the best scaling supers in the game. Like, he's pretty mid-range when it comes to scaling and damage in and of itself. But this is just freaking crazy. And also, Krillin also has a level 5. He can throw multiple destructive discs in a combo. So what this means in Limit Break, Krillin can throw 4 destructo discs and do his level 3. So essentially Krillin has a level 7, which he did not need at all. This is crazy, guys. And remember, I didn't use my spark. I can still stack even more damage on top of this. So you might be wondering, what's so broken about that? Well, as you can see, I have Yamcha on here, right? And the thing is that Yamcha was very unique in this game because he was one of the few characters that didn't get his supers nerfed back in Season 2. In Season 2, they took away double supers by basically killing the scaling off of most of the supers whenever you use them multiple times in a combo. So one character that did not get this nerf was Yamcha. And so one of the crazy things about Yamcha as an anchor was that he can actually do Spirit Bomb and a Spirit Ball into Wolfang Fist. So as you can see, Yamcha was one of the few characters that was actually able to combo their level 1 into their level 3. And that was fine, because not only did you have to know how his Spirit Ball routes work, you actually can control how the Spirit Ball goes, so you have to know the routes. But also, the damage you get, while substantial, wasn't crazy broken or anything like that. It was just enough to where it keeps Yamcha as a really good anchor character in order to kill, but it wasn't to the point where his scaling was freaking obnoxious. So that's what kept this situation balanced. But now that every character can do it, through a system mechanic that buffs your damage, by the way, like I said, Limit Break gives you a 20% damage increase and also cuts your opponent's blue life by 10%, so essentially you're doing more damage. So now, in Limit Break, everybody does what Yamcha does, but without the actual skill of doing like actual routes, and then also the damage is just way higher. Like there's just literally no skill in it at all. Like, do you guys like not see the issue with this? They essentially nerfed one of Yamcha's greatest aspects, and now it's just gone. And that's not my only issue with this, is that it takes away character uniqueness, but also outside of damage, it makes some characters so brain dead, it's actually crazy. Now, I already showed you Krillin's level 7, right? Like, Krillin just has crazy level 7, like, damage. Like, look at this. Off a regular B&B, I took 80% of Yamcha's life. And also remember, characters don't have unique health values. They all have the same amount of health. So this is universal. If I had sparked in that combo, Yamcha would have died. Okay? Reminder. And so, what you get is characters like this. You get characters like these two. Goku and Gogeta, who has some of the best DHC supers in the entire game. Kaioken and Gogeta's level 1 here. These two have some of the best DHC supers in the entire game, and also I haven't forgotten about this one. This one has really good scaling. And also notorious long buttons that are medium starters, by the way. These are medium starters. He doesn't go as far, but literally it's a low, so you'll still get somebody out of this. So when you combine that with really long normals, Limit Break, and the ability to combo super into super, what do you think you'll get out of that? Well, you'll get stuff like this. So as you saw for those two examples, the damage in this game has been just dramatically increased for no reason. And reminder, if you guys want to say that, oh, this is situational, you have 7 bars. Reminder that you gain 1 bar when your character enters the screen. And then also, if you're getting hit and being comboed by your opponent, you're also gaining meter. So not only are you building meter when you're getting hit, and most likely the character or the person like hitting you is spending meter to kill you. Like if I wanted to kill Yamcha in a combo, I would have to use my super in order to kill. Meanwhile, my opponent is getting hit and gaining bar from it. So most often than not, if you're getting destroyed by your opponent, you're most likely gonna have 4 bars, if not more, by the time your anchor character shows up. And remember, once again, you gain a meter by air dashing, right? By super jumping, just regular jumping, by whiffing normals, just doing regular, like, you know, regular Dragon Ball stuff. You gain meter through pretty much almost everything you do that's not a defensive mechanic, and so, like, you're just gaining meter. And also, outside of like the top tiers that they nerf, like Gogeta, Vegito, Lab Coat, like my character Krillin can gain 2 bars per combo. So like, if I'm playing Krillin Anchor, right, and I just get destroyed by a person, right, and I enter limit break mode, I get 1 bar just from entering the battlefield. And then not only that, but by the time Krillin shows up, I'm gonna have at least 2 bars just from getting hit and moving around the screen, throwing Ki Blast, doing Solar Flare, you know, after image, stuff like that. I'm gaining meter throughout all of that. So I'm most likely gonna have 4 bars of meter, like just right off the bat. So if I have 4 bars right off the bat, let's just say we're playing neutral, right? And then I hit Yamcha like this. Bro, look at that. Look at that. I started off the round with 4 bars and Yamcha almost died from that. Do you guys think that's fair? You guys think that's fun? And keep in mind, Krillin has really long normals. Okay? So it's not hard to get a medium scaled combo in this game because 80% of the cast of characters have really long moves now. Everybody has some form of a lariat, whether it's a special move or normal. Everybody has some form of a lariat. And so even if you're playing someone like Blue Vegeta, who doesn't really have like that great of normals, like maybe like his 5M is like the longest range normal he has, like if you're playing Blue Vegeta, you have access to this, a full screen lariat. So if you're in limit break, you can literally just do this. Right? And look at that. Just right off the bat, you just 4K. And that's not even taking account into meter and rejumps and all that stuff and yada yada. And look at Krillin's health. He has no blue life left. Because sparking also gives you a damage increase and also scales blue life. So like, these comeback mechanics are just way too stupid, and it's frankly it's quite annoying. Because like, hold on, I'm gonna show you a couple clips from a match I did yesterday with one of my friends. Just take a look at these clips and see if you can find out what's wrong here. Alright, so you guys are back. So what did you guys see? You guys saw that I had 3 characters. I was totally winning the match, right? And then I just get hit by base Q, and then I lose a character instantly. And then my second character just get hit in neutral, and then I lose another character instantly. You guys see how annoying that is? For you to be winning in a match because you outplayed your opponent, and then they're like, shit. Okay, well I have a 5M, right? I could just bam and then kill, right? Or even if it's not a medium skill combo, I can just do regular B&B and I just get instant 5k. That's literally death. Like 5-6k just off of regular B&B, off a 2L starter, which is the most scaled combo starter in the game outside of, I think, probably either Dragon Rush or Super Dash or something like that. But 2L is like one of the most scaled starters in the game, and I was still able to break 6k. Like, do you guys see not what the problem is here? And like, I don't know what Arxis was thinking with this patch, man. I really don't. I've said this before that I don't like Limit Break and I don't like C Assist. I think both of them are very bad mechanics for the game just in general. But they've managed to somewhat, they've been buffing C Assist across the board. And over the time, I've just gotten used to dealing with it and learning how to just let my opponent call them. Because even though they have shortened the cooldown for C Assist, it's still longer than regular assists. So you can kind of play around that, especially if your opponent doesn't know how to actually like use them and just calling them for combos. Like, you'll be able to outskill C Assist, right? There's counterplay to C Assist. There's no counterplay to Limit Break. You have to deal with it. And if you're playing Dragon Ball, you will get hit by a character in Limit Break. You will. It is a guarantee. There is literally almost no situation where there's a direct clear punish in this game, because everybody has mid-screen combos or mid-screen normals, like full-screen lariats, beams that go into Super Dash. Like, you have so many ways of confirming stuff that honestly, reflecting into beams with like characters that have beams in this game is honestly one of the best things you can do, because you'll just instantly confirm off of it. And the only way to counter it is by doing anti-reflex, which there are abundant of, but guess what? Nobody's doing actual anti-reflex. Characters are just doing regular block strings, and they're just anti-reflecting just on accident. Like, for example, Krillin, his anti-reflex are 5H and then 5M, right? I have to go out of my way to do 5L, 5M as an anti-reflect. But you know who doesn't have to deal with that? You know who does have to deal with that? This character. His anti-reflect is 2M. First of all, he has a 2L, so if you reflect 5L, you can go into 2L. He can do 2M. He has 5S. He has 5H. He has Beam. He has Lariat, especially EX Lariat. He has so many different anti-reflects in one block string that you're not going to be able to safely reflect him every single time. It's always going to be a gamble, and even if he whiffs something like JM, right? If you try to like whiff punish it, like you're not punishing it, because this, like, bro, how are you going to punish this? How are you going to punish this, right? And if you get hit by it and Limit Break, there goes your character. You just freaking die. And so, like, it's just baffling to me that they don't know how to balance this game. Like, I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna act like I know how to balance a fighting game with over 50 characters in it, because, be honest, I don't. What would I do with this game? Honestly, I don't know. Especially with a company as big as Arxis, especially since Dragon Ball put them on the map and Guilty Gear Strive is doing really well. Like, they've gained a lot of reputation, and so now their strategies for balancing fighting games are on everybody's eyes now. So the stuff that they've been getting away with in other games, like the other Guilty Gears and Blaze Blues that people were like, oh, that's just Arxis being Arxis. Like, more people are, you know, in line, like, seeing what they're doing with these games. And Dragon Ball is the one that put them on the map. So for them to just go out of their way to just make the game so much worse by adding in all these high damaging comeback mechanics that requires no skill. Remember, Limit Break, you get Limit Break by losing. You get Limit Break by losing. Right? If you get smoked in a match, you get Limit Break, you do this, they freaking die. Your opponent characters just die. How is that skillful? How is it skillful? If I'm playing Blue Vegeta, and I'm playing Blue Vegeta and my opponent's playing Blue Gogeta, if I do like this as a block string and I just end it to try and bait something, right? If I'm one frame off, you know what Gogeta Blue's gonna do? Reflect, 2M, Spark. Right? Reflect, 2M, Spark, and then I just lose Blue Vegeta. And remember, rollback is not a thing in this game, so it's really easy for you to get stagger block strings when you don't want them to, and or if you're trying to leave a situation, like if you're trying to backdash, throw Ki Blast, or do Super Dash plus assist or something, right? And you just mess up by one frame, if you get 2H'd, you're dead. You're just gonna die. Like this is freaking insanity. It's baffling to me that they thought this was a good idea. And like, I don't know, bro. Limit Break is just a really bad mechanic. And honestly, I don't know if this is gonna be the last patch of the game, but if they're gonna keep this super into super nonsense, then they have to do something else. They have to do something to nerf Limit Break. They either gotta take away the damage, take away the meter, take away the spark, the spark counter stuff. They gotta take something away, because the way Limit Break works right now, it's literally the worst system mechanic they have ever had in this entire game. And yes, I think it's worse than Season 2 Snap, because at least with Season 2 Snap, you had to be skillful in order to use it. There are only, like, most characters could like fuzzy you in that game, which allowed you to actually learn a technique within the game in order to utilize it. But Limit Break, you don't need skill to use it. You just press immediate. Actually, no, you just press any button, they die. 5L, 2M, 5M, 5H, Ki Blast, and the Super Dash. You just die. Like, characters just die in Limit Break. It's so annoying. And what gets me is, like I said, in the clips that you've seen earlier, which I might upload as a full video, just the full matches in general. It's just that, like, you sometimes you could just do nothing wrong, right? Like I said, I'm just playing Blue Vegeta, right? And in my block string, I end with Super Dash Kick, because it's -5 on block, so it's safe, right? It's safe, and I can freely backdash to get out of pressure, right, if I want to. So tell me why, if I end my block string with Super Dash Kick, and I backdash, which is safe, by the way, and my opponent just press 5L, because rollback isn't a thing. My backdash is delayed by 4 frames, and so they just catch it. They just catch it. They just catch my backdash. Do you guys think that's fun? You guys think that's fair? Do you guys think that's rewarding to just freaking nuke a character because of online, or because a character has some bullshit as normal that they shouldn't have in the first place? Like, do you guys think that's fun to deal with on, not even on a daily basis, just on a session to session basis? Like I said, there's no need to do rejumps at all. There's no rejumps, there's no 4-frame links, no 1-frame links, no car cancels. You don't gotta do any of that. You can just do basic Dragon Ball stuff. Like, you think this combo is easy? You think this combo is hard? Like, this combo is not hard at all. And that's just 80% damage right there. Just 80%, just clean. Like, do you know how many characters are viable as anchors now? Like, let me show you the character list, right? Let me show you the character list. Because with this buff, so many more characters are more viable as an anchor position, because they just do so much damage. Like, it's crazy. Roshi has always been a good anchor overall. Gogeta can be an anchor. He can be an anchor. Him. Probably not him. Him. Not her. Him. Not him. Him. Her. Him. Probably not him. Not him. Her. Him. Probably. Definitely. Maybe. Definitely. Like there's only like 3, maybe 4 characters that even after this patch I wouldn't consider them good as anchors, like Piccolo, Videl. I wouldn't recommend Majin Buu. That's pretty much it. I think everybody in Zamasu. Those are like the only characters that I wouldn't recommend people using as anchors. Mostly because they need some form of assistance to complete their plan and stuff like that. But it's just because everybody else just has way dumber supers than them. Like UI Goku, level 2 and level 3. GT Goku has a level 7. Roshi has a level 5. He has a level 7. Level 7. Wait, no, level 5. He has a level 7. Yamcha always had his level 4. Level 7. Level 4. 4, 5, 7, 6, 5. Like, do you guys, you know how much meter you can build in this game? Like I said, characters can build meter so quickly, and even if you play a meta character like Gogeta Blue that got their meter nerfed, just stick them with Krillin, stick them with SSJ, stick them with Android 18, stick them with Base Vegeta, Broly, freaking Baby. Just stick them with any of these characters and they will build a meter for you, so when they're your mid or your anchor character, you will just kill off any hit. Do you guys think that's fun to deal with? Do you guys think that's fun for you to be playing the game, and because you lose, like because your opponent has like one of these stupid characters that they touch you, like, and you're not at full health, you just freaking die off of 5L? Do you guys think that's fun to deal with every single match? Like I said, like I showed in my clips, sometimes I just got hit by 5L and I died at 80% health because base Goku can just nuke you with no skill whatsoever. No rejumps, no super dash cancels, no car cancels, no nothing. Just regular basic combos and I die. Like, it's correct. Like, here's my final note, okay? If meter was way more scarce, kind of like how it is in Guilty Gear, like, it's just Guilty Gear, you only have what, like 2 bars technically of meter that you have. If bar was way more rare and you couldn't build it so fast, this mechanic would not be that big of an issue, to be honest. If characters at max could build maybe a bar and a half, like max, that was their pinnacle. You couldn't go past that. And this mechanic still existed, it would be stupid, but it wouldn't be that crazy, especially if you could only build 1 bar max, right? But not only do characters build 2 bars per combo, you also build meter by moving, you build meter by whiffing, you build meter by super jumping, by instant air dashing, by getting hit, which is how you get into limit break. So you're doing stuff in Dragon Ball and you're getting meter, and then when you lose a character you get more meter. So if you're in limit break, you are killing a character no matter what. And do you guys think that's skillful? Do you guys think that's rewarding as a player, for you to play and then your opponent gets 1 lucky hit? Like, for example, let's just say they actually whiff punish you, right? Let's just say, like, I throw a Ki Blast and my opponent jumps over the Ki Blast and just hits me with a JH. Okay, fair enough. You whiff punish me, I get hit, and that's the end of the story. But if you're in limit break, I throw a Ki Blast and I die. That's the difference. And it's not like, oh, I have 40% health, 20% health, and I die. No. If I throw a Ki Blast and you jump over it and you hit me, I am losing 60 to 80% per combo. Okay? And your meter nerf outside of the meta characters did not get nerfed. They didn't get nerfed. Krillin builds 2 bars. SSJ builds 2 bars. Trunks can build 2 bars. Beerus can build 2 bars. Well, actually, I don't think Beerus got his meter nerfed either. Broly, he can build meter now. Cooler is efficient at meter building. Kefla builds a lot of meter. Baby, Android 17, Base Vegeta. Like, there are so many characters that build bar so well that there is literally no reason why a limit break character cannot kill you. There's no reason for it. Especially if you play the characters I just named. Like, if you're playing Krillin Anchor and you're in limit break, there is no reason for you to not kill a character every single time you get a hit. There's no reason for it. Unless you've already been in meter meter penaltied by like doing like vanish or like guard cancel. Like, if you're not a meter penalty for doing like another system mechanic, if you're just playing neutral, there's no reason Krillin should not kill off every single hit. And you guys think that's okay? And the people that are gonna argue against this, you guys think that's okay? You guys think that's a fine mechanic that characters in this game need? Was it hard for people to kill in this game? No. This game has always been a 3 to 2 touch game. Season 1 was a 3 touch game. Season 2 was the transition from 3 touch to 2 touch. Season 3 was literally a 2 touch meta. Every character from Season 3 onward could 2 touch. Even characters that were bitching about, oh, my character does no damage, UI Goku does no damage, Base Goku does no damage, freaking GT Goku does no damage, Bardock does no damage. Yeah, they did. You just had to learn the optimal routes. It's not hard to kill in this game. It's not hard to kill. Even as a character that was dog water, a character that I said was the worst character in the game from Season 3, heck, Season 2 onward, SSJ, he 2-touched. He could 2-touch before these recent 2 patches. Every character could 2-touch after Season 3. So saying it was hard to kill in this game, especially if you build a team good, if you build a good team, it's not hard to kill. And they made a mechanic, well, they made several mechanics where it's so easy to kill. And it's not fun and it's not rewarding for me. Because what's the point of me learning Krillin rejumps, especially corner Krillin rejumps, when I can just do Kamehameha 5S, Kamehameha 5S, Kamehameha level 3, kill. What's the point of my rejumps if you can just do Kamehameha into Ki Blast into Kamehameha? That's the combos. Those are the optimal routes now. The routes are so boring, but yet they do so much damage. And it's not like it's an actual character design like Tien. Like, Tien was a character that was basically like he was like the epitome of Dragon Ball, right? He pretty much had everything in the game outside of a DP. He had very simple combos and he had really good damage. But in order to play him at a high level, you had to know his mix-ups. You got to know his frame data, because his frame data, while it is good overall, is nowhere near the best in the game. So in order to play Tien well, you had to play Dragon Ball FighterZ well. But now, characters do what Tien does, but they have better frame data. Look at Jiren. His frame data is way better than Jiren's. I mean, Jiren's frame data is way better than Tien's, and he does way more comparable damage to Tien. Heck, if you wanted to say high damage was part of Jiren's original kit, look at characters like SSJ. His damage is way higher than it is before. Look at characters like Adult Gohan, Blueku, Vegito, Blue Vegeta. These characters have like the similar damage spikes to Tien, and yet they have better frame data, they have better neutral, they have better, easier mix-ups. Like, what's the uniqueness of Tien outside of just he's simple with high damage? Everybody is simple with high damage, right? So you add Limit Break, which makes these characters even more broken and even more stupid, and then you give them Sparking Blast. Like, does Arxis know how to create a comeback mechanic without ruining it? Sparking on release was a little bit underwhelming, right? Because you could only activate it in neutral. The damage with it wasn't that great. I believe they've only buffed sparking damage like once, right? So, and I think the biggest issue with Spark in Season 1 is that you couldn't use it while in a mix-up. And so they fixed that in Season 2, and sparking was fine. That's all they had to do. But guess what? They made durability for sparking longer. They increased the damage. They increased the meter gain you get. They made hold vanish better. They gave sparking mix-up ways to mix you up off sparking. You can jump cancel out of it. Like, you can do so much stuff with sparking. And it's like, okay, you buff sparking, but at least there's a risk to using sparking. Not only because you can spark bait, and if you use sparking too early, then that means you've wasted your comeback mechanic. And so, in order to come back, if you lose your team, is to play the game well, right? But now, if you use spark early in game, it doesn't matter because you have spark as your as limit break is literally sparking, just without hold vanish and jump cancel normals. That's it. It's literally the same mechanic. So you now have a secondary spark that you have to deal with. At least with Android 21's debuff, at least she was the only character in the game that could say fuck your limit break. Like, your damage is gone. You have to play Dragon Ball well. And that's what I liked about 21. It was stupid that she could combo into it, but I like the idea of just taking away limit break. Like, and they just keep making it better. They keep making limit break better, and I just cannot understand it. I don't. It's I can't fathom it. Anyway, guys, I know I said I wasn't gonna make this video that long, but limit break has literally broken me. I don't know if I'll really enjoy this game that much anymore because of this mechanic. And there are certain buffs and nerfs that they've done in this patch where I'm just like, do characters really need that? Or this is a really stupid idea. But this is the worst system change they have ever done to this game. Outside of original... No, actually, no. This is the worst. No. This is the worst. Even when Limit Break released back in Season 3, I hated it. I'm pretty sure I wasn't streaming or doing videos at that point. But my reaction to seeing Limit Break, I was pissed. I was real mad. And then when C Assist came out and we actually got to play around with it, I hated C Assist. This version of Limit Break is the worst system mechanic I've ever seen in fighters and in any fighting game I have ever played till now. This is the worst system mechanic I have ever faced against. It's worse than the cross tags, cross gauge. It's worse than Skullgirl's IPS. It's worse than Street Fighter 6 Drive Rush. It's worse than Guilty Gear's Roman cancels and burst. It's worse than every single mechanic that I've ever played in any fighting game. It's just, it's stupid. You know what? To sum it up, before I go into another tangent, Limit Break rewards losing. It rewards losing. That's all I gotta say.